Hey everybody, welcome back. And if you're new here, thanks for stopping by. Today's video is 5 really cute, easy mini Valentine projects that we can put on a shelf, or most importantly, our tiered tray. We're always wondering what to put on our tray. So please take a second, hit that thumbs up. And if you're new, I would love it if you'd subscribe so YouTube can let you know the next time I upload a video. Now, let's jump in. DIY number 1. For this project, I used the Dollar Tree acrylic paint in color Cotton Candy and this cute little XOXO sign. Now, I did get this at Dollar Tree. I was lucky enough to grab it when Dollar Tree first put out their Valentine's items. There was a couple of them left. I was lucky enough to grab 2 as it was a product that didn't get restocked. So hopefully some of you were able to find this. Now I just went along with my cotton candy paint and I just painted all of the wood parts. There, it's all painted. Then I took my antique wax and my chippy brush and I just went along and distressed it all. Now, I wasn't worried about getting it on the metal part. I wanted to kind of tone down the shininess of that as well. So I went along and just put the wax all over it. And there we go with it all finished. I think it turned out really cute. DIY number 2. For this one, I used some pink gingham ribbon that I found at Dollar Tree. This bag of wood cutout hearts, I did find those at Dollarama. A small little grapevine wreath I had in my stash, and of course some Jenga tumbling tower blocks. So for this, you'll use 6 blocks, and we're going to create it into a ladder. I wanted to make a mini ladder out of them. So I just set it up how I wanted it, and then I'm just using hot glue to attach it. So I attached the outside pieces. And then I went along and added the 3 parts in the middle to make the rungs. And then I lost the footage of painting it, but to paint it I used just a dark gray acrylic paint and I watered it down so it was more like a wood stain. I just put it on and then used a paper towel and wiped it back off. I wanted to still see the wood grain through it. So then I'm just gonna attach, I made a little shoelace bow out of the ribbon and I just attached that with hot glue to the little wreath. And then I'm gonna hot glue that wreath right to the top rung of the ladder. And then using my scissors, I'm just gonna trim the tails of the ribbon. And then I used 3 of the little hearts in the cutouts. Now you could use anything there if you wanted. I left them in just unfinished. I liked the look of the unfinished wood. Glued those down to the ladder. And then that final one I glued onto the center of the bow. And there we go, another really cute, easy little ornament for our trays. On to number 3. For number 3, I used my white chalk paint Again, I used that cotton candy acrylic paint and then 2 little scraps of wood. Now, if you didn't have 2 little scraps of wood, you could always glue some Jenga blocks together to make a little cube. So I went ahead and painted those. I painted one of them in the white, and then I painted the second one in the pink cotton candy color. Then I'm going to use my antique wax, and I'm going to go mostly around the edges. I wanted to give it more of an aged look. Now, using these window stickers that I found at Dollar Tree, we're going to just use the little XOs. So I'm going to use Mod Podge to attach those. So I just put a thin layer of Mod Podge right onto the wood. Stuck the little window cling on there, and then did another thin layer of Mod Podge over top. And you're going to go ahead and do that for both blocks. Next, I just took some jute twine and I wrapped it around it lengthwise. So I went around each block 3 times. And then tied just a little shoelace bow on the top. Just tied it as if you were tying your shoes. Kind of felt like tying the shoe of a toddler. It just kept wiggling all over the place while I was trying to tie it. And then trimmed off the excess. And then I used a little bit of hot glue just to reinforce it so that the bow stayed up on top there. So I'm going to go ahead and do the same thing with the second block. And there we go. I think these are super cute. A super cute little addition for your tier tray. Okay, let's go to number 4. For number 4, I used one of those little love cutout signs from Dollar Tree, some white chalk paint. Now I'm showing my light gray chalk paint, but I don't end up using the gray. I ended up deciding to paint the whole thing white. So I'm going to go through and just paint this whole sign white, the base, the letters, everything. I forgot to mention we are going to use a pack of the Dollar Tree wood heart stickers as well. So out of that package, we're going to take the little arrow. Now the front of it is covered in red glitter, so we're going to use the back. So you're going to peel off that little sticky tab that's on it. And then I used my walnut gel stain. And I stained it in the dark wood color. Next, we're going to take one of those wood stickers. I chose to use the big pink one. I peeled off that sticky little tab again. And then just figured out how I wanted to place it. And then using the hot glue, I'm going to stick it right on top of where the O is. And then taking that wood gel stain again, we're going to use that to distress it. I'm going to take my brush and dry brush this all along, all the edges of the wood. I really like the dimension that it gives. It's a really nice dark color. Now you could go ahead and use your antique wax, or any darker color of paint would work. But I love how it gives dimension to all of the edges. And then I'm going to glue on that little arrow. And there we go. Another piece done for our tray. Now guys, this is number 5 and I saved the best for last. For this one I'm going to use those wood sheets that I found at Dollarama. It's actually a sticker sheet. It's a self-adhesive paper. And that package, I believe, was $1.50, and it comes with all different wood prints. So I'm going to just measure that in. We're going to stick it into the back of this little frame that I picked up at Dollar Tree, and we're going to use this gift bag. Now of course the only part of this gift bag we want is the old truck, so I'm just going to go through and cut out just the truck. I'm going to try and cut it out as close to the truck as I can, so that you don't see any of the background parts. Now if you don't have a Dollarama, and you can use any scrapbook paper for the background. So next we're going to use those little wood cutouts again. I wanted a thicker heart to go in the back of the truck, so I simply just glued some of those hearts together to make a thicker one. I ended up using 4 of them because I wanted it to be similar thickness to the Jenga block. So using my walnut stain and a baby wipe, I'm going to stain that thicker heart to give it the dark wood tone. And then the 2 smaller hearts I'm going to paint in my light gray chalk paint and the pink cotton candy. Now I know some people have said they don't really like the Dollar Tree acrylic paint. Personally, I've never had any issues. I always seem to get really good coverage with it. I've been very happy with it. And then we're going to paint the little one in the light gray color. And then I took my antique wax again and I went along all of the edges of the truck. I wanted to give the truck more of an aged look, almost like it had a little bit of rust on it, a patina. So I went around just parts of the truck, and then I went on to the hearts, gave them the same edged look, mostly around the edges and then a little bit on the top. Now the fun part. Now we're going to put it all together. So I'm going to use the Jenga block to make the truck stand out from the background. So I was just playing around with placement, seeing how I wanted it to go. And then decided that I wanted it to look like this. So then using hot glue, I'm going to attach the Jenga block to the back of the truck. I put it closer to the front of the truck because you want to leave room to glue the hearts in. And then glued the back of the Jenga block to the background. And then we're going to attach the big heart first and just tuck it in under the truck so it looks like it's in the back of the truck. And then glue on the two smaller hearts. Now guys, this was definitely my favorite project of the day. I just love how we took this gift bag and made it into a really cute piece. Now I'd love it if you'd take a second, leave me a comment, let me know which one was your favorite. And if you haven't already, hit that thumbs up. And if you are new here, I would love if you would hit the subscribe button so you can come back and join me for some more fun projects. And as always, thank you for stopping by, and we'll see you on the next one.